Hello, welcome to the Second Harvest Food Bank order ahead, sorry. Welcome to the Second Harvest Food Bank packing room. Today I'm going to be showing you how to pack a perfect CSFP box. So we're going to start here with the board. On the board, we have everything that is going in our boxes for our seniors, and we have two numbers for each product. There is the number that will go up on the table, and then the number that will go in each box. They're all multiples of 40 on the blue side. That's because each round we pack 40 boxes. So if there are 2 spaghetti and 2 milk, we do 80, but there's only 1 pinto beans and 1 spaghetti sauce, so we'll only do 40. The other thing to note on this board is the menu. So each CSFP box has a specific menu which tells us what's in the food. For example, if somebody has an allergy, then we would know that, oh, there's rice in this box, let's give them one that doesn't have rice for their allergy. Secondly, if we have a recall, we can say, oh, we know exactly which products that were recalled went into these boxes, and we're able to track them down faster. So now I'm going to show you how we actually build a box. So CSFP packing is a great activity for groups of 8+ people. And so normally when you're doing this, you'll have people who are working the box making station and the staging station. I'm going to show you both, but this is box making. So on our boxes, we get them custom printed to have our Second Harvest Food Bank information. We've got our phone number and our mission statement here. We also have a special print on the back that shows that these are CSFP boxes, just so that we can keep track of what we're giving out. But the things that we're going to write on the box is CSFP. This means that we can know it's a CSFP box without having to pick it up and flip it over. And then the menu name. So like I showed you before, we're on S3. So now that I've written this down, it's time to tape. Normally you just pass this over to your partner, but since it's just me right now, I will show you how that works. So we always want to make sure that we tape the bottom of the box. If you accidentally tape the top of the box, if that's not a situation where we're going to say, it's okay, we're going to say take the tape off, we need to tape the bottom of the box. Because if I was picking this up as the top, there's nowhere to put my hands in, whereas there are grooves down here on this side. So because these are 40-pound boxes, we need it to be on the bottom. With taping, we're going to do 2 strips. This again ties back to the weight. If there's only 1 strip, it could come off and fall. And if you are a senior, that can be very disheartening. So that is a CSFP box that is made. When you come in with your group, we'll either do 120 boxes, 160 boxes, or 200 boxes. This depends on the size of your group and your experience. So if you're a first-time group, you'll just do 120. So you'll just make 120 boxes, and they'll stack up. And then we are ready to move on to the third stage. All right, so this is where the food is brought out from our warehouse team. This will be here when you get here, but we have to stage it. What that means is going into every box and making sure you have the correct number of food per stage, so 40 boxes. For example, juice here, there's gonna be 8 juice in a box. I don't think I'm going to pre-stage this, but I would pick this up, put it on here. 8 times 5 is 40, so I would need 5 boxes. Then come over here where we have a lot of these, we're just doing this entire pallet, there's just gonna be 1 of each in each box. So I would do 1 of these, another one, and then I would take 8 out. Or no, yes, I would take 8 out, and then I would have 40. And then same for all of these. I would just check the number and then put that amount on there. If it was 80 and I had a 24, then I would just do 4 boxes and take 16 out. So that is what staging looks like. And I already have it pre-staged for 1 box, so that's what I'm gonna show you next, is how to pack 1 perfect box. So this is our cool rolly table, and we also have these nice padded things to stand on, mats, I guess. They're nice. And so what you'll do once everything is staged is everybody picks kind of a station, depending on the number of people and the number of items. You may only be putting 1 thing in a box, or you may be putting 2, and sometimes you may be putting 4 if you're just doing like 1 of 4 different things. But I'm gonna show you what a perfect box looks like. One thing that's interesting about this that I didn't know when I started was that everything has to be placed very specifically so the weight's distributed correctly. So I'll show you what that looks like. So first off, we have our milk. Milk is heavy, bulky, so it's gonna go in a corner. And then secondly, we have our cereals. Today we're doing 2 different cereals. They're gonna go in the middle here, and these are gonna conveniently keep our cans from kind of rolling around. And I'm gonna move down on my roller and go with the juice. The juice nicely offsets the weight of the milk, so that will just go sitting there. And then, I don't know if you can tell by the wiggling, but it's very equally distributed right now. Next we have our cans. These ones don't matter as much as the first three, but it is nice to always place them in the same place, just in case there was a mistake and we know, oh, kidney beans are always going to be on their side on the bottom. And then green beans are always going to be on their side on the other bottom, just in case we have to look for them, so they're always in the same place. These cans are a little bit smaller than normal cans, so I like to put them on their side for now and let them, I might end up moving them, but for now I'm just going to have them packed there on their side where they're nice and snug. Move on to our applesauce. It's just going to go on top of the kidney beans. Then we have all our singletons. I've got peaches, spaghetti sauce, peas, tomatoes, let's see, vegetables, mixed vegetables I'm gonna put over here, and then pinto beans right there. And if you wanna take a look, the box is pretty full right now, so we're gonna have to start maybe moving stuff around a little bit to make sure it all fits. So the canned beef is kind of big. I'm actually gonna trade it with the tomatoes, put the tomatoes to the side. And then finally, the tuna. One time, we missed a tuna, and I had to open 120 boxes to try to find which box was missing the tuna. It was bad. All right, our last two items are spaghetti. I like to put this on kind of as a hat. And then finally, we have a little recipe card for apple tuna sandwiches. So since we put the tuna in, and we generally give out fresh fruit with these, this is something that you could potentially make with assistance from the box. So after it's packed, I'm gonna roll all the way to the end because that helps me not have to do as much lifting. And then we fold the box up, moving style, so that they're kind of on top of each other. You're not supposed to rip the box, but I did that. And then, like I was showing you before, having the handles right here means that I can actually get good leverage, lift the box, and I'm gonna take it and put it on the pallet. So these pallets are, well, these boxes are more designed, the pallets are just pallets, to fit 40 on each pallet. You'll do 10, 10, 10, 10, and then you'll have 40. We knock out 3 of these and suddenly 120 boxes for our seniors in the area. So this is CSFP packing. If you have a group of friends that you want to have, a night out serving with, or maybe a church group, or a club that you're in, we would love to have you. We'd love to see you here. Bye.